What's up designers, Ilya's here and welcome back to the channel. So in the last video, we tore down some walls, we exposed those UI/UX myths that have been holding us back. And you guys, the response was absolutely insane. I was blown away by how many of you were ready to break free from those misconceptions. And that's why I'm so hyped for today's video, because we're diving even deeper, busting 5 more myths. And we're not just talking theory here, people. We're going in deep, on screen with real-world examples, showing you how to apply these principles to your designs right now. So grab your coffee, open up Figma, because we're about to level up your design game. Alright, let's kick things off with a myth that I know a lot of designers fall prey to, myself included. Good UX equals minimal design. Now don't get me wrong, I'm all about that clean, sleek aesthetic, but here's the thing, minimalism for the sake of minimalism can actually hurt your users. Imagine this, you land on a website and it's just a sea of icons. No labels, no text, just those little visuals that are supposed to magically tell you what to do. Looks cool, right? Super minimal, super modern, but also super confusing. Let me show you what I mean. Here's a design I whipped up earlier, just a bunch of icons for a navigation menu. Now, if I were a user landing on this page, I'd be totally lost. Sure, I might be able to guess what some of these icons mean, but why risk the confusion? And that's where the magic of clarity comes in. Let's add some simple labels below these icons. Boom! Instantly, the navigation becomes a million times clearer. We're not sacrificing that minimal aesthetic, but we're adding a layer of understanding that users crave. And look, we can even take it a step further. Let's say this icon represents a settings menu. We can add some helper text below it, something like adjust your preferences. Now, there's absolutely zero doubt about what this icon does. The takeaway here, my friends, is that minimalism is awesome, but it should never come at the expense of usability. Your users should never have to guess what something does or where to go. Clarity, my friends, clarity is king. Let a clunky interface be the reason your users never get to experience the awesomeness you've created. Alright, let's talk about design systems. Now this myth is a bit of a head-scratcher for me. Design systems limit creativity. Seriously? In my experience, it's the complete opposite. Imagine this, you're working on a website and it's a free-for-all. Different fonts everywhere, buttons of all shapes and sizes, colors clashing like it's a bad acid trip. It's chaos, and not the good kind. Is that really what you consider creative freedom? Now contrast that with a website built using a solid design system. The typography is consistent, creating a sense of hierarchy and flow. Buttons follow a clear visual language, making it obvious what's clickable. And the color palette? Harmonious and on-brand. This, my friends, is not limitation, it's liberation. Think of a design system like a jazz band. Each musician has their instrument, their role, their own unique style. But it's the structure, the rhythm, the shared understanding of the music that allows their individual creativity to shine. They're not limited by the rules of jazz, they're empowered by them. The same goes for design systems. They provide the framework, the consistency, the building blocks you need to let your creativity flourish. You're not wasting time reinventing the wheel with every button and heading. You're free to focus on the big picture-crafting, beautiful, user-centered experiences. Alright, let's talk about a mistake I see a lot of beginner designers making: skipping wireframes because they think it's a waste of time. Trust me, I get it. You're eager to jump into the fun stuff, the pixel-perfect mockups, the cool animations. But here's the thing, skipping wireframes is like building a house without a blueprint. Sure, you might be able to cobble something together, but it's going to be messy, inefficient, and full of costly mistakes. Let me paint you a picture. You dive headfirst into high-fidelity design without bothering with wireframes. You present your masterpiece to the client, and they come back with a laundry list of changes. Move this button here, change the layout of this section, make the header bigger. Now you're stuck making tedious changes in your high-fidelity design, pixel pushing for hours on end. Now imagine you had started with wireframes, those same changes, piece of cake. Need to move a button? Just drag and drop. Change the layout? Easy peasy. Wireframes give you the flexibility to iterate quickly and cheaply, gathering feedback early on when it's easiest to make changes. And look, I'm not saying you need to spend hours crafting super detailed wireframes. Even rough sketches on a whiteboard can make a world of difference. The point is to map out the structure, the flow, the hierarchy of information before you get bogged down in the visual details. Trust me, your future self will thank you. Valuable insights that will make your designs infinitely better. And there you have it, my friends, 5 more UI/UX myths busted. We've tackled minimal design, strong products, design systems, wireframes, and user testing, all with real-world examples to show you how these principles come to life. Remember, design is not about following rules blindly. It's about understanding the reasoning behind them and using them to create exceptional user experiences. So tell me, which of these myths were you guilty of believing? Let's have a conversation in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button, share it with your fellow designers, and don't forget to subscribe for more practical design tips and tricks. Until next time, keep designing, keep experimenting, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Peace out.